Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to demo you how to use a semantic release to tag your repo and publish the package to GitHub under your organization name using GitHub Actions. Now let's get started. First, since we're going to publish our repository under my organization name, so I have created an organization under here. It is my organization name. We're going to first have our repo. How about we just new it a repo called mylib, and then make sure this is public. And I'm going to create a repository because this is a free account, so only the public can available working. Now we need to have an existing package to put in here. Use GitHub publish here to the under this organization. And they first for the package I will use the tsdx to generate a TypeScript package now and upload this to our repository. Then we're going to use the semantic release to set up, and afterwards we're going to use the GitHub action to do the job. First, let's just start create our repo. So in here, the tsdx provide you command. So let's simply just run this command called npx tsdx create mylib. So this is my mylib project. I'm going to use the basic one. So it will have the list and required package to set up. Basically what this tsdx do, you could see there actually is a CLI tool that help you set up the TypeScript package, has all of the development, testing and publish scripts already ready. And also it bundled do some tree shake, use the rollup, ESLint, picture, and they also do live playground. And I found this is quite a good tool. So let's, and it quite quickly, now you see it already done. Let's cd into mylib directory. Bring it into VS Code. I'm going to remove this one. We're going to create our own one. So first I'm going to remove this one. So this is an empty photo. Let's just delete it. And second thing, we have to move this repo into our organization repo. So this is in our local. So we only need to run this command. So first we do git elite. You see, then if we say git status, it will say this one is unstepped. So we just step this status add all, and we do commit. We're going to this action don't really matter because we haven't to deploy it. For the deployment, the semantic release, we are expected the commit is follow semantic commitments, but this one we don't have the YAML file set up yet. So we can simply say just first commit, and then we need the origin. Copy, paste in here. So we set our remote origin. Now we simply do git push origin to master. Now let's just refresh. So the code is in here. The repo is already existing in our repository. Now we need to set up a semantic release to hook up with the GitHub Actions. First, let's just set up a semantic release. So if you go into semantic release get started, they tell you can do 1, 2, 3, 4 this step manually, or you can simply go into your repo, simply run npx semantic release setup, then follow this question. It will set up for us. So let's do this one. What is the npm registration URL? I just leave it as default. And what is the username? It actually is my npm login name. And pop up ask you question password. Typing now, I need to retype it. Registration, I use the default. Username is SANDYLIB27. Password. And ask for me two-way authentication. Let me find it. Now it asks me to set up a token. If you just simply click here, it redirects you to over there. And why it is undefined? Basically, you go here under your development and choose your personal access token. Now I just generate a personal access token. Demo. Manip. And choose this one, generate it, and copy it. And once you see this video, I will already delete it. Let's paste in here. And we're going to use GitHub Action. Now it's done, and let's see what it made the change. In here, he actually did the change for the versioning and 000-development. And basically, this tell the developer just get your hands off from this version. The semantic release will control the versioning. And they also add the semantic release. Semantic release, if you don't put anything by default, and you actually just by default the branch is master. It is equal like this one. If you don't put, it is master. And in down part in here, it also tell the repository is Git, and this is where the repository set. In here, I'm going to add one more the public config. The public config are going to make sure this is access public. Also, another thing I'm going to put the registration URL in here. This registration URL is npm. Actually, I like publish into the GitHub one. So let's find it. The GitHub one URL actually is this one. Let me copy paste over there. So basically, instead of publish to npm registration, I'm actually going to publish to npm in the GitHub. You will see this in your repo. And that is the change we needed for the semantic release to set up. And how about for the publish one? At the moment, this is empty. I won't go into typing, so I just copy paste. Then we can go through the code. Okay, I think it is read only. We need to go this move. Control P. So let's see. Basically, in real case, probably you won't do it in every push, but this just for test purposes. So once you push to this branch, it run two jobs. One is the build job. The second thing is the publish job. Then first, we're going to tell the GitHub run in the Ubuntu latest. And step 1 is just check out the repo. Step 2 just set up the node environment and master in node version 14. This is the TSDX required, otherwise it fail install some dependency. And then we just run install and run the build. And once this is successful, we make sure this repo it can be published in here. Did you see? Before I publish, I said this is needed for this one, so it have a dependency on the build. The same also run in Ubuntu latest. We do check out the repo, set up the load, and on the version 14 above, and run install. And this one is do the semantic-release. And since we going to publish into GitHub package, because instead of in the public registration URL, not in npm registration, we public to npm in the GitHub. So and the npm token actually is the GitHub token. That GitHub token you didn't manually set up. By default, once you set this repo in your organization, they already by default have this GitHub token. And in here we run npx semantic release. We need to do one thing. We need to add this one. If we go into our package, let's see if the command is installed the semantic release or not. When we run semantic release setup, the semantic release also installed the package for us. Then, so if you wonder why we need to install the package since we just run npx, so then the reason going to install is once if we have a semantic release installed in local, even you run npx semantic release, it will use the local version. So it is avoid the latest semantic release out to avoid the deploy fail. So now we did all of this. So let's just add it and git commit. And we're going to follow semantic release. So if you don't know what is the semantic release, you can read about it. Basically, you need to follow or type. If it is a feature, you say fit. It will do major release. If it is bug fix, so it do a minor release. If it is a patch like something, and then do break, and they have something in here. You can search it. I won't go into. In this case, I'm going to just do fit, and since we add this public, so I just say add publish YAML file. So this one, for the semantic release, we will pick up the fit and release a major release. Now we do git push. Now this is done. Let's go into the repo. Let's see the change is effect. So this is our repo. Now if we click the if we refresh, you could see this the commit is added. We said every push is going to trigger the action. So let's click it. Oh, needed under the workflow. Sorry, need under the workflow. I need to rename it. So that is my mistake. So an action need under the workflows. Let's do a change. Now push is done. Let's see, go here. It's under the workflows. So if I click the action, you see the action is treat. And then once you click into the action first it is run the build. Once the build run finishes successful, it will do a publish to the public GitHub registration URL. And let's see, it take 1 or 2 minutes, but we just waited. Now you can see the build, it is succeed, it goes to the second step, publish npm. So if you click, you can see it run one by one. At the moment it is run yarn install. Now it failed. Let's see why it failed. 404. Library is not in this registration. Okay, I get it. In here, did you see we actually publish it to the name? Like I said, we need to publish the repository under which name? Under the organization name. Otherwise, they have a name conflicts. So if I search for name, so it is this one. So let's just copy our organization name. For this is a fix, I just named it like a fix. Should under organization name. Now if we go into the repo, see the action. You will see it run it again. I think the first time is take a minute, then this take a minute. So just I'm going to pause the video, then come back. You always see in here this is get a succeed. And if you click open it, you can see according to your commits, since this time we say fix, so it actually do a patch. And the previous committed failed one, even failed, it already have a tag. So now this one published successful, so it released into here. If you go here, click, you could see the library. And actually, if you only just go to here, you also can see it actually published, released 1.0.1. This is the latest one, and the package is published and represented in here. And if you click, You see our documentation just appear in here. You could write your meaningful one. If you go back and click this one, every time when you do release, since this time I should fix, so they say bug fix should under organization name. So you commit be candidate and release loads coming in here. Now just summarize what we did. So let's write our documentation in here. Let's just Control-A, delete everything. So what we did, number one, we need to run the npx. The command what we run in here. Let's just copy paste. Once we run the semantic release, then we need they will set up all of this package for me, but they didn't put the public config over there. And since I cannot do private, since this is a free account, so I have to set this over there. If it is a real organization that are private, then you can put a private over there. And for the registration URL, if you don't put it, you go into npm registration instead, go over there. So the second step, it is you need to add this. So for the npm, because for this run, it didn't put except this one other all put, so this one doesn't put over there. So the second one we need to put update our package.json file to add this one. To the second step. Another thing we just found it is the name. Update the name suppose under your organization name. Once we did for this one, then the semantic release setup is successful. Now we need to create our GitHub action. Now the final step is create a GitHub action. And it is a YAML file. Should under the .github and the workflow folder. And we must have this one, have this command npx run. Yeah, must have the npx semantic release. That's it for our tutorial. Now the final step, I just add our documentation. For the semantic release, they have something called docs. And this, I'm not sure this is going to release a new version of, since only documentation or patch version. Let's try. Update the readme file. Once you go back, it will have a new one, new action will run. If you click the action, you will see in here. And thank you for watching. Bye.